I'm Graham on the silver screen, digging through the trash for something unseen. Ghouls called, what'll they find today? A spooky little gem or just decay?
Hello everyone and welcome back to Ghoul's Gold. I am Grim the Graveyard Dog, and I am joined today, as always, by my dearest raving companion, Kraa.
Hello, Mr. Grim.
Hello, Mr. Kraa. So, today, we are checking out another movie that I have seen before, but you haven't. And that is the 2020 film Host. I have seen this before, but I actually had COVID when I watched it, so I don't remember a whole lot other than being scared by it and liking it, and not why. Have you seen or heard anything about it other than what I told you earlier?
I will be brutally honest. When you first mentioned it, I was like, "Oh, I've seen The Host. It's a great monster movie. Nice Korean
that
thing."
one.
And then you were like, "Oh,
No, Host, not The Host.
Okay, so that was an error on my part.
Fair.
And then like a smidge of googling to understand my error. I was like, "Oh, it's a spooky Zoom call."
Yeah,
and
pretty much.
The dilemma of that is, I never really used Zoom. I know of it, but I made it through the plague years without having to use it. So I was just kind of isolated from that cultural exchange.
Yeah, I didn't use Zoom. I used Teams, which is just Zoom. But I think any video call, kind of like Skype or whatever, anybody that's used that kind of software and having to be remote during that time, I think is good enough for you to kind of understand and empathize with this. And we were talking about this a little bit when I pitched it to you. We, as a society, we've kind of collectively forgotten how weird that time was.
I'm going to ascribe intentionally. We don't want to talk about it. We don't want to think about it. It never happened. It was an incident. It was a weird 3-year chunk of our lives where everyone just the world ended quietly, and then we just kind of kick-started it back up and tried to move on. But there was a weird, icky bit there where reality was different. It was bizarre and different, and everybody got to find out their feelings about masks, and like everyone was so hygienic. There was a 3-year period where I didn't get a cold.
Yeah,
like
same.
Regular sickness, I was fine because it never came up. Everyone was so hygienic,
and people stayed away from me. It was great.
As a very comfortable introvert, it was so nice. It was the happiest I've ever been. Nobody wanted to talk to me. It was glorious. But again, your mileage may vary. Regular human beings probably suffered. But as
shame
an
about
introvert,
all the death, but also
okay, all right.
What?
No, that's fair. I'm being.
We survived, so we survived, so we can laugh about it. I look forward to seeing what I think of this unaltered, and also what you think of it just in general, because I know we had very different pandemic experiences as well. Because I was mostly alone during mine, and didn't have a whole lot of contact outside of my house other than phone calls. So this got me pretty hard, because it was like, oh no. Yeah, so do you wanna watch the trailer real quick?
Absolutely. Let's feel the pitch that they're gonna offer up.
All right. Well, we will be right back, and we'll talk a little bit about the trailer and then watch the movie. So, what'd you think?
Okay, so my first, I am hoping that I am able to become invested quickly. So the nature of how this is going to be presented, I'm guessing, is that it'll have that low quality webcam interference aspect, which will be able to cover a lot of sins.
Sure.
And I admit that last little spook, I had I got my Frisian shivery moment. Like, okay, it seems like a very straightforward idea, just in a very different context, which is nice. It's fun. I'm a bad person. Ghostwatch.
Yes.
Very, very similar.
Yeah.
No,
Kinda.
I tell a lie. It's not. That's unfair. I
Well, it's
immediately
analog
heard my
horror.
words. It's analog horror, but it's also the kind of so we done kicked up the spooks again.
Yeah.
Oops a doodles. I was like, oh, we're being provocative towards the ghosts. Womp womp. But yeah, I'm interested. I think it's clearly going to rely so heavily on whether these actors can pull it off. I did a smidge, just a touch of looking into this, and apparently, and I'm sure you'll hopefully be able to correct me if any of this is wrong. 12, I think, 12 actors in various
Sounds about right.
like
Yeah.
like
Locations.
different, obviously, because this was filmed during the plague years.
Yep.
Never met. We're like
Yeah,
all
later.
filmed their stuff in their spaces with direction, and I was like, all right, go.
Yeah.
And so it's that you're engaging in creating art through so many layers of distance, and that's really interesting, and I'm excited to see if that works, because it's almost method acting, because again, the whole point of this, I'm guessing, because again, I haven't watched it yet, I'm guessing a lot of the tension comes that these people aren't actually anywhere near each other.
Yeah.
So that's an easy thing to come across, because these actors weren't allowed to be anywhere near each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm interested. I'm curious how that's going to work. I'm wondering if I'm going to have any... What's a negative connotation for nostalgia? Because I'm not like, yeah, remember how much fun that was? No. The other thing.
PTSD.
Okay, well...
That seems a bit extreme.
Is there if there's a softer version of that?
Version
like,
of that,
yeah. Trauma. It's like, oh...
Traumatic memory?
I guess.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a better
doesn't
word for
roll off
Nah.
the beak like nostalgia.
it. Yeah.
Like that algia. Anyway,
Nostalgia. Yeah, I think what's fun is I did watch this on my TV the first time I saw it. It's interesting that we're watching it on computers right now, and hilariously on a video call.
Yes.
So maybe that'll have something come in. I don't know. The only other tiny tidbit that I have about this that I remember is that it exists because the person that made it pulled a prank on his friends by recording a background for himself of like getting pulled into his attic and killed by a zombie, and his body falls out of the attic. So he pranked his friends by having his background play this video, and it went viral because he posted it after all of his friends were like, dude, that was sick, you should send it. So that's how they got funding for it.
Oh.
So I think this was super effective, and I'm not a super spookable man, and I remember this scaring me quite a bit, so I guess we'll see.
I'm excited about because we've watched many movies at this point.
Sure.
Watching something that, like you said, was meant to be perceived through this
Specifically like
setup.
this.
It's like,
Yeah.
we are in our homes, away from each other,
Yep.
sitting in front of a monitor. This is how this would make sense. This would make no sense in a theater. for
No.
example. That'd be weird. And like there'd be a lot of disconnect. But I'm excited.
All right. Well, we will be back in 59 minutes, but for you it'll be a few seconds. Yeah. All right. See you guys after these messages.
Here's a new taste treat. The corn dog. Plump, juicy wieners are dipped in a thick, golden Southern-style corn batter that seals in all their freshness and flavor. If you like hot dogs, you'll love corn dogs. Everybody does. Try a corn dog with your favorite beverage. At the refreshment corner now. Corn dogs.
And now, on with the show.
So
Yeah.
So it's important, just for a little bit of context, when watching something unsettling for the viewers at home, everyone has their own little totems, their little things they do to help them through stress. And I was holding mine the entire time, hard enough that my arm hurts now. But that's fine.
No.
That's fine. The sacrifices we make for art.
That's true.
So, my first thought, like just stepping away from this for a moment and coming back, it was scary.
Yes.
Not smart, but scary.
No.
What I mean by that
Yeah.
is because I was taking away, I was like, jump scares work. At the end of the day,
Yes, they do.
They are the salt and sugar of the horror genre. And you know what? If you just say boo hard enough, gosh darn it, your glands go off. So that was my thinking. I was like, well, okay. And there's absolutely some kind of story here. I don't think there's enough information to suss it out. I don't know who Haley was trying to communicate with the whole time. It was someone.
It doesn't matter.
Well, it matters. I guess it doesn't matter, but it's like, okay. I will say the slow build up at the very beginning was nice. The establishing, the strained friendships. And a lot of this was, again, that kind of whatever the negative version of nostalgia is. I remember that kind of thing where it's like, we haven't seen each other in 6 months, so, but like, we remember it, and like seeing people have that desperation for human contact, even though it's so removed. And just all the little bits throughout the movie that I'm sure when they were filming it, they probably didn't think people would go, oh my gosh, remember when? Like, the sourdough.
Right.
I like, oh. Or like, the elbow
Such a
bump.
weird
Like,
nod.
oh.
Yeah, the elbow bump at the end. And
Yup, it's like, yes,
yeah, little bits.
even in a life and death scenario, whoa, bro. Elbow.
Putting a mask on.
Yup. This is serious. Because
Yeah.
that was the way the world was for a weird period of time there. I think my big realization about 2/3 of the way through, because there was a tension happening, and I couldn't figure out what it was coming from internally, ignoring that the movie was being spooky at me.
Sure.
There was something about the fixed cameras and having the various actors interacting with those fixed cameras directly. It was
weird.
such a restricted field of view. It was like being tied down. It was very oppressive. It was very like, I'm restrained. And restrained in these up to, I think briefly, 6 or 7 different perspectives. And but like it was a very uncomfortable form of oppression, which is very interesting. Like, narratively speaking, I'm like, oh, I can't move. I can't look away. I see, hear, and nothing else. And so when things happened off screen or just off screen or like in the corner of the screen, it was very fight or flight response triggering.
Yeah.
I did think, and I admit I don't participate in a whole lot of seances, so maybe this is very old hat to the eldritch individuals out there. Professionals. The mediums to larges. Thank you. The mask idea. I'm like, oh, that's fun. That's an interesting idea. It was so much just, that one asshole friend, and it's like, oh, you really should have done that. Oh no. And then like this vaguely Irish, Welsh, Scottish. Sorry, international fans, my failure as an American. And just like, oh, you should have done that. I
think they could have led a little better that it was really important to take it seriously instead of just, guys, don't be a dick.
Well,
it was, but maybe she didn't know. I wouldn't have taken it that seriously. I probably wouldn't have like played it up like what's her name, Gemma did.
Yeah,
but
I think it was narratively important that no one was taking it super seriously, and even Psychic.
Well, who would?
I felt way more that this was okay. I'm not going to say scam because that it implies malice, and I didn't get anything from malice there. I did get. So, do you want to feel good about your experience in this life? Whatever. We're going to have a fun little moment. It's okay. Mm-hmm. I didn't get, like... This wasn't, the priest being like, for reals, don't do that. This was like, okay. It was kind of a lot of fun. I kind of want to go back and, like...
As a hobby.
Yeah, like, freeze frame the bit where her
camera cuts out?
Her camera's cut out, and it appears to be she's attacked, which is weird because we talk to her again later.
So I think she probably just had something fall over in her room. So she was probably like, oh, something opened, but she got out before everything went down. But then she doesn't come back after a while. So I have a theory watching this twice.
Okay.
Because as we went, I remembered more of what I saw. I don't know if they're talking to Salen.
The second time?
The second time, I don't even think that's her.
It would make sense. Although I'm curious, did the dialogue seem strange?
No, but that's the thing. Is the other thing is Chick's dad gone.
Yeah.
And then like boyfriend falls from the ceiling.
Somehow.
That got me real good. Yeah. Well, it's because how often do you look up?
All the time.
Well, maybe.
I do.
Most people don't.
Normal people make better life choices than your local.
You're situationally aware.
There could be anything up there.
Yeah, it's true. Well, you're a flighted creature, so you're a flighty creature.
How dare?
Both things can be true.
It's true.
Okay. I had a few notes. I put the beginning was so real with the video echo. And like that established it like such a tone. It's like no, this is real, and like the annoyance there. And you can kind of tell that Gemma and Haley are not super close.
There's something
like friend
there.
Of a friend.
This is perhaps once we're close and have had a deep falling out over something, because she doesn't get up to like go and help anybody else. No. I appreciate Dude is somewhere significantly nicer than everyone else. But, she isn't like, we have to go help what's her name. It's like, nah.
Yeah.
Nah. No one's coming to help Emma. Poor Emma.
Right.
You were the dumbest of them all.
It's true. But she lasted the longest.
She did. Well, yeah.
For the reason that the cameras needed to be on.
There you go.
I did enjoy the effects in this. I thought they were really well done. Because and it goes with my next note, it built surprisingly good dread given how damn short this movie is. It's 59 minutes.
Yes.
And because of the Zoom call thing. And I noticed at the end, like, the seconds counting down for how long is left in the free meeting. So I knew when it was going to cut this time because I was looking.
Mm-hmm.
But why would you normally? Because it's that they do it in Saw too, but that trope of using the camera flash, and I'm like, I know it's coming. I hate it. I know it's coming. And but I
they
I think
waited
it's really
for
effective.
4. I was like, 1,
Yeah, which
2,
you
3.
thought the third
I was like,
one.
oh, because we're
I think
trained.
it was 5 actually.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, because it was right at the end. But I think it did a very good job building. There was a couple of fake outs, like the stuff falling in the beginning in her closet.
Yes.
But honestly, like, the acting was really good. I thought it was convincing because it was very much this is stupid. This, like, and the weird tension between girl and her boyfriend because they moved in quickly together.
But again,
and they got stuck together in lockdown.
But real.
Mm-hmm. But real, and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
this all
very,
feels genuine.
Very
like
much so.
that cute bit with girl and her dad, and
Yeah.
like she's staying with her parents, and I thought everybody was really believable.
Sure.
So I really like this movie. Seeing it again, I don't have a whole lot of notes on how it would be better because I think it does what it does well. And the story, you only have so long, and they don't know what the explanation is, so why would we? So I don't really have complaints with that as much, but you had valid points too with that it didn't really explain itself super well,
and that's fine.
But,
I'm very comfortable with a movie being like, no, you don't get to know because no one's explained. No one informs the audience because they don't know, or at least most of the staff doesn't know. I will say,
Salen might have known, but who knows?
I didn't love Ghost design.
The Blue Demon?
The Goblin. Froblin the Goblin. I was like,
Yeah.
because it was just I don't want to be reductive because it was a design choice. It was a design choice. They needed to make one.
Sure.
They made it. Because we had reoccurring hanged person,
Yes.
which
Because of what Gemma said.
narratively it's like this is the way in. But then there was other thing. Problem the Goblin, who is like covering its face and then like doing jump scares, and I believe yeeted itself onto our lovely Scottish psychic in like 3 frames. I want to go back to this like frame frames of like, is this
we'll
like
check it after we look?
Is
Yeah.
Gollum attacking our psychic? What's going on?
Maybe.
And it was just it was so it's an unfair judgment because you had to make a call. They had to make a call. They made one. Better to have a decision than not make one. It's like the moment it became recognizably human, the less
it was definitely
the
a
less
dude in
good it
makeup.
was. In as far as dread, because you had even like when Sweet Emma tossed the blanket. And it's
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, but that was a very tall thing.
Yeah.
And
that wasn't even vaguely human shaped, it just had a head.
It had to peak for a blanket
Yeah.
to land upon. And I was just like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. And like there was threatening things happening. But okay, so real judgy talk though. I think I'm going to go with 6.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
Like in a negative way or a positive way? I'm trying to be charitable, and so I'm going
No,
6
I can tell.
rather than
And-
4. I'm going.
Well,
That's
you don't
unfair.
have to be charitable because we are going to have different views.
Oh,
on
I'm
this,
sure.
'cause I can tell you, mine's much higher.
I'm very confident.
But I also know that you don't like being scared.
I don't like being scared.
And yet we have a horror podcast.
I know, right? The reason that I'm going so low is I don't think there's anything in here to warrant a second watch. Where we have, I would say, much scarier things than this that we've rated much higher. Because I felt there was something more it was offering. I put this next to, like, Demonoid. The wacky, like, demon that was hopping hands. Yeah, like, all right, that was fun.
I completely disagree.
No, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
And again, if you want to triple down on my unfair judgment,
you're allowed.
It rhymed a little bit with Ghostwatch. And that and the thing is, Ghostwatch offered so much more narratively, but then again, it was longer.
Much longer.
So I will,
and filmed by professionals on a set.
I will admit, this started because this was a product of its moment. It had a lot of disadvantages. That it exists at all is a wonder. But I think that
doesn't buy it any extra credit for you.
It did. It went from 4 to 6. That's as good
Fair
as
enough.
I'm willing to go. It went from I'll never watch you again to, okay, perhaps when the sun is up, I can address this again.
Sure. Okay, fair. But credit where credit's due. It got you pretty good.
Oh, yeah, again, scary,
I don't
not
think
smart.
You spoke to me once during the entirety of it. I think maybe once.
Because I was looking for movement in the tall grass. It's like, where's the spooky thing? Is the spooky thing there? There's a bit where I was like, legs. And you were like, what?
Yeah.
It's like, no, look up, legs.
Because I was taking notes.
You were taking notes. I was like, over there. I'm noticing a reoccurring theme in movies we're watching recently.
I know.
Of legs.
It reminded me of Dead
Street.
Street. When I saw it, I was like, eh?
Gams! Oh.
There's something about hanging gams really upsetting. I'm going to be an 8 or 9.
Go for it.
Because I have seen this twice now. And so clearly I will rewatch it.
There you go.
I did get more out of it watching it on my computer. So my experience of watching this again, I'll admit, my eyes darted up to my own camera a few times to check behind me. And I didn't have my little totem, but I regretted not grabbing it.
Go.
It was one of those just like, I'm a little heaved out, I'm a little freaked out, but I've seen this, I know what happens, or I remembered what happened. I will agree, though, that the demon is a little weak. I think if they had just not used him at all,
yes, and
kept it background and kept it invisible, would have been better. That would have bought me another point at least. But I don't think it. I'm not going to give them shit for that because again they had to make a call.
Yep.
I think that the effects were done really well, especially given that it was probably, if you're lucky, one person that's socially distanced in your house that's doing this for you. And I don't know how long this took to make, but I'm imagining quite some time. And I found myself wondering, and I'll have to look this up later, how they were all reacting to each other. Because that makes me give even more credit for the acting for each person, because it seems like a live call and they're reacting to the videos that they're seeing in front of them. But are they just being told on a scroller saying, Teddy's on fire, and you're watching him die, go? Because they don't even have anyone else to play off of, probably. They're probably all individually recorded, not even talking to each other. Because how would they? They don't see the effect, or are they just doing a script reading? And everybody else is normal, in normal clothes, and you just have to be theater of the mind? So I want to give really big credit to, that's got to be really hard. It's like anybody acting with Dobby in Harry Potter, because it was just like an orange ball on a stick.
Yup.
It's a lot of work. I think, and I enjoy being scared by movies. That
Sure.
is why I like horror movies, and I got freaked out again watching this. So I like to give credit for that, because it's a little harder to do now with our 64th movie that we've watched together, and probably my 100th, 500th in my life. So I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna have to mull a little bit on what exactly it is that I like so much, because there's a little bit of contributing factors all over the place, but I think it's absolutely worth watching if you like being freaked out, and if you don't mind a little negative nostalgia for the Plague Years.
I just, like, quick glancing into it, apparently from like opening pitch to actually delivering the finished movie, 12 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, they...
Efficient.
Like, a certain amount of that was, like, training the actors to set up their own special effects. Cause, like, it's just you, buddy. Here's how you make everything leap off the shelves. I'm curious about, like, I assume, Haley must have had at least one other human being to, like, yank her chair.
Pull her legs.
Like
She got yanked into.
Yeah.
And the door slammed behind her, so I was like, oh my god. They had to have had at least one person grabbing her ankles. Or a really strong remote rig tied around her leg.
That everybody has, you know.
Well, I mean,
all the English have a
well,
winch
maybe
system.
they Amazon drone dropped it to her.
There you go.
So I think I'm gonna go an 8, because it's not quite 9 good to me, but I think it's really solid and absolutely a good, like, Spooktober watch. So that's my take.
I fully support you. If children at home, if you're a giant coward, maybe be emotionally aware of that before you start watching this. But if you're a big strong man, by all means, get in there.
Or if you like pushing your horror bruises like I do.
There you go.
I like activating my glands recreationally. Well, I will put the write-up at the end of this as per usual, and thank you all for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Have a lovely night.